No, 0 minutes. I don't want to ever talk to you. I don't ever want to hear your voice to you. Please, God bless you, but please leave me alone. Please leave me alone. Please stop following me.
You won't call the cops.
Stop. I don't. Stop stalking me. Please, I can't live here anymore because you stalk me. That's why I moved. Leave me alone.
I will. You talk to me for 2 minutes.
No, 0 minutes. I don't want to ever talk to you. I don't ever want to hear your voice to you. Please, God bless you, but please leave me alone. Please leave me alone. Please stop following me.
You won't call the cops.
Stop. I don't. Stop stalking me. Please, I can't live here anymore because you stalk me. That's why I moved. Leave me alone.
I will. You talk.
This make you feel? Huh? You're filming my father and my fucking sister. How does this make you feel?
Is that the one that put all those scratches on your arm? You want to see the
scratches?
I got scratches. I can show you the pictures right now.
No, I want you to leave my family fucking alone.
Keep hanging outside of there.
Hit the road. Dude, I promise you, you're gonna get yours and you're gonna
I don't give a fuck. You can bring whoever the fuck you want.
That's okay. You're gonna
Is that a threat?
Fucking army. I don't give a fuck.
This make you feel? Huh? You're filming my father and my fucking sister. How does this make you feel?
Is that the one that put all those scratches on your arm? You want to see the
scratches?
I got scratches. I can show you the pictures right now.
No, I want you to leave my family fucking alone.
Keep hanging outside of there.
Hit the road. Dude, I promise you, you're gonna get yours and you're gonna
I don't give a fuck. You can bring whoever the fuck you want.
That's okay. You're gonna
Is that a threat?
Fucking army. I don't give a fuck.
This make you...
She's trying to reason with him. Do you like having a camera in your face? And he completely has no idea what she fucking said. Doesn't get it. Doesn't respond appropriately. Actually has no fucking idea what she just said. Do you like have a camera in your face? And do you want me to go get the pictures of you? And she's like, stay the fuck away from my family. Then he threatens to get them. I'm gonna get you. I hear the same thing every day. I'm gonna get you. I'm gonna make you go back. From Charles Perry. These are the Charles Perry Stalker Podcast. I'm going to do the disclaimer real quick. It was quite a day today. Here's the disclaimer. See? Title 18, 1512, 1513 does apply. Are you ever in Texas, Mr. Perry? They use technology. They hack you. Use technology to stalk you. Mr. Perry's into voyeurism. He sits around on his fat, lazy ass watching me in the privacy of my home, daydreaming and pretending. I have not ever, I've left Lubbock in 2013. There's never been a date. There's not been anything. So we hear, law enforcement experts get very concerned about that with stalking. That stalkers are dangerous. It's not normal to do that. What's normal is when someone rejects you, you move on. Everybody gets rejected. Everybody else just moves on. So when there's a person that has a problem with being normal and processing rejection properly, then they're not right in the head. They're not. Because everybody else is like, okay, and you move on. You find somebody else. There's a lot of fish in the sea. Go find one. So for someone to fixate on a person who's rejected them and they pretend there's something there and there's not, it's a one-way street. It's the, what we've heard is it's bad when they stalk. If there was some sort of romance and intimacy and one person is trying to end it and the other doesn't want to, like Jodi Arias, Travis Alexander, when they get violent, she vandalizes his car. Then the next escalation is murder in the first degree. She killed him. And you have Rebecca Schaefer. You have people like Rebecca Schaefer and Teresa Saldana and Drew Carey's ex-girlfriend. I think she dated her stalker for a brief period of time. Tries to end it and he killed her. That's not normal. This fucking not normal. It's fucked up. You're not right in the head if you do shit like that. The next one, the other ones were, Jodie Foster. Jodie Foster's stalker tries to kill the president, thinking that then he and Jodie will be president. He's mentally ill. So when he found out that Jodie was not impressed, she was pretty disgusted by what he did. He was disappointed, if you can even believe that. The other thing that happened with him is he shoots the president and like 4 other people, and Secret Service tackles him. And so they tackle him, and his complaint, he expressed zero concern of the people he just hurt. Blew some people's lives up, hurt them bad. The president was one, almost killed President Reagan. He couldn't care less about that. He was only upset that Secret Service heard him when they tackled him. And we're all going, you're shitting me. That's not the problem. The problem is the people you just shot, almost killed. So, I think he did kill one. It's been a long time ago since I've looked at that, but he never actually had a date with Jody. And neither did Rebecca Schaefer's stalker. Never had a date with Mr. Perry. There's never been any intimacy. He's a whack job. When is the last time anybody saw him in Lubbock? And when is the last time they saw him with his family? He's up here in Oklahoma all the time. And here's the thing. We don't want... he was never invited here. I came here to get away from him. It was the second move that I made to get away from him. The second time I moved, started my life all over again, completely changed career. I just changed everything about my life. What, trying to get away from the weirdo. To me, he's a mentally ill, whack job, stupid weirdo. He's stupid. You don't do the same thing every day that doesn't even benefit you and think that you're smart. You don't. No one does that. And he does. So his attention isn't wanted. He creeps me the fuck out. He gives me the heebie-jeebies. And I'm sick and tired of it. Everybody is. And he all day long pesters and bothers and causes one big problem after another big problem. He's a whack job. And we have a shrink. She thought maybe he had Alzheimer's or senile dementia long time ago. She's like, he won't pass a cognitive reasoning test that I give my first grade patients. He won't do it. He can't do it. You don't do the same thing every day that isn't even working for you. You don't get a date out of what you do all day. You don't get you want to lie. You're not getting a lie. You're not getting information. I have help. He wants to know who's helping me. You don't get anything. You're not getting any of that. It's been 9 years of this. We get information before you do something horrible. Like, it started with the McNamara email in 2015. I'm telling people he wants to arrange a false arrest and coerce me by intimidation and enticement. And then he did it. Way after that email, a couple of months, I wrote the email in 2015, and he did it in January 2016. So now I did say, I told you so. And he doesn't put stuff like that together in his head that maybe you shouldn't do that. So, people have, I guess he came up. I mean, I didn't invite him up here. I don't want him up here. I don't want anything to do with him. He's disgusting to me. He's very cruel. He's very, very creepy. Okay, well, if you're doing things that people don't like and it's not getting you the response that you want, most people within a week or two know that maybe you should change that. Maybe you shouldn't do that anymore. Not him. 9 years of this every day. 9 years. So our shrink is like, he can't identify his legislative duties. He can't identify what state he legislates in. He can't identify cause and effect, like when you do something that's mean to people or cruel or illegal. All of those things are things people don't like. They're not going to like you if you do that. You're not going to get what you want. You're going to get people pissed off at you. You're going to make people just not want you around anymore. If it's illegal, people don't like that when you do it. These are simple things most people don't have to be told at all. He's been told over and over and over and over and over, and just not clicking. Just like Neil here. Do you like having a fucking camera in your face? Oh, you want to see the pictures I took of you? Because I'm stalking you. I got pictures of you. Just no common sense. No just, first grade stuff. If you touch a hot stove, you're going to get burned. So don't touch a hot stove. If you get burned, don't complain about it if you keep touching it. And Mr. Perry is like the same. I don't like you. There's not a date ever. Never going to be a date. You don't fit into my crowd. You're not my cup of tea. You're strange-o. And so these law enforcement guys get very, very concerned when there's not been anything. Then you got somebody who's got really bad mental illness, because when there's been actually something, and then the one person ends it, and the other person is having a hard time ending it too, then it's not good, it's not normal, but you can kind of understand that a little bit. But for someone who's never had even a date, nothing, there's never been intimacy, there's nothing, and they fixate on a person that doesn't feel the same way. I don't like you back. I don't love you back. I don't want you. And then you get mean and you get weird and you start invading privacy and crossing boundaries. And you start acting like you're breaking the law. Then your mental problems are bad. So our shrink is like, he can't understand cause and effect. Before and after are same and different. I'm not the only person these guys have. Actually, it's a lot more than stalking. It's sex. They're human trafficking and sexual exploitation. They got a dark website, and I'll explain that in a minute. I've already explained it before, but I'll do it again. So what's wrong with him? I mean, why is he acting like that? Is it Alzheimer's? Is it senile? Well, we find out later he's got Huntington's disease. Huntington's disease causes delusion, paranoia, hallucinations, psychosis, and impaired cognitive reasoning. Impaired cognitive reasoning is what makes you understand cause and effect. When you touch a hot stove, you're going to get burned. So don't touch the hot stove unless you want to get burned. And Mr. Perry does the same thing day after day. He never gets a date. He's a reject. I don't like him. He's pathetic. He's lame. He's boring. He's bizarre. And he's very cruel. Okay, women don't, that's a turnoff. You're not going to attract a woman doing shit like that. It's not going to happen. You repulse even prisoners when you do shit like beat down women and kids. This is the way it is. You're a sex weirdo. If you have a peep and tom problem, that's deviant. It's sicko. And so it's against the law for a reason. You don't see everybody doing it for a reason. He can't put shit like together in his head. He can't do it. Half the time, we know for a fact, when I do these podcasts, his response is never appropriate. It's always really way off from someone who understood what was said. He acts like he has no fucking idea what you just said. His response is always a fail. Like he just doesn't know. He doesn't know. Like Neil here. She's saying, do you like somebody putting a camera in your face? And does he respond like, really? Yeah, actually I don't. Okay, then don't do it to me. That would have been the normal conversation. He starts talking about, yeah, I got pictures of you. You want me to get them? I'm going to get you. Dear God, okay, you just failed at responding like you understood what was just said. We can all tell you have no fucking idea what she just said. And the point that she was trying to make. Not a fucking clue. So, something's wrong with it. Okay, so they use technology, and this connecting the dots is what the police are supposed to do with stalking complaints. TPD did nothing like that for me. Nothing. Didn't even get close. More than once. Mr. Perry has problems with human rights violations, civil rights violations too. We've got this website. We've got a lot of perjury, a lot of unwanted contact within the forum state of Oklahoma. I've got at least 4 points of contact within the forum state. Didn't invite him here. Came here to get away from him. He tries to talk to me like he thinks I want to hear. I don't care what you think. I didn't ask you, did I? I don't care. What I said is, it really pisses me off that you contact me because I asked you not to do that. You're invading my privacy. You're imposing on my life. You're interfering and butting into shit I don't want you involved in at all. And you're pissing me off. Your boundaries. You don't have boundaries. That pisses me the fuck off. You'll never get a date with me because you act like that. And if you keep doing what's not working for you, then everybody has to wonder about your sanity. Is it working for you? Do you have a date? Do you have information? Do you have your lie? What's your stated goal? What is it you're trying to get out of this? I don't want you. It doesn't matter what you want. I don't want you. Stop contacting me. Get off your fat lazy ass and go find somebody else. If you have power, go find a woman that likes you. I don't. And by the way, when's the last time you were in Lubbock, and when's the last time you were with your family? Yeah. Okay. So we've got all that here, where you can actually look at you can actually look at the text from this guy. This was a contact within this farm state. He told me it might...
Hi, this is Cynthia Ortiz. It is the Charles Perry Stalker Podcast, August 20th,
2021, Friday. And so we have kind of a lot to go over. But okay. Hi, this is Cynthia Ortiz. It is the Charles Perry Stalker Podcast, August 20th, 2021, Friday. And so we have kind of a lot to go over, but I don't have a lot of time today, so I'm going to make it quick. Okay, this guy came into my club where I work. He was the third, and tells me it might be worth the risk for him to kill you, even if it brings suspicion like we saw with Gary Conant and Chandra Levy. Well, he said it verbally. I wasn't able to get my recorder out. It wasn't. I had to be careful about making sure the other person couldn't see it, so I had to be safe, and the music couldn't be too loud. So there's two things that I was looking for. That was I neither one of them were I mean, he was not safe and the music was too loud when I was talking to him, so I could not bring my recorder out and safely record him in such a way where you could even hear him. So what I did is the next day I texted him the same question. What you said last night was kind of weird. Well, guess what? He responds like, yeah, it might be worth the risk. Yeah, it might be worth the risk. See, I've watched you behind the scenes. I'm part of the stalking. He's trying to talk me out of a lawsuit. He won't ever have charges in Oklahoma. What else does he say? I signed a letter of discretion, NDA. So there's a lot of things that he would only say if he was working for Mr. Perry. Otherwise, he wouldn't say it. And so he's number 3. Then we got, we had, the other one was Mr. Roberson, who told me he was giving me arsenic. The other one is this guy. Offers, he'll pay you $5,000 if you'll be creeped out by him. He'll give you $5,000 if you'll just spend a few hours being creeped out by him. He tells me he's my caretaker. Walked in and said, your husband sent me. And I'm like, I'm not married. No, your husband sent me. No, I'm not married. You must be looking for somebody else. Describe the girl that you want. It's not me. I'm not married. And he says, no, Mr. Perry, you aren't wanted. I don't want you. There's nothing to want. There's nothing to want about a video voyeur who's boring and cruel. And you know that. If you wanted girls to like you, you would do what girls like. You do what deviant men want. You do every turn-off, bizarro thing that women are disgusted by and repulsed by. Don't sit here and act like this is about you on a date. It is not that, and everybody's getting very aggravated at you for trying to make people think it is. It's not. We are all over that. Nobody believes that anymore. If you want a woman, you try to attract a woman, and you do what women like. You do everything women hate. And they go, what? You're doing things that men like who are deviants. You're a fucking turnoff. And you know that. I said, I do not go out with a man who peeps on me. I do not go out with men who invade my privacy and bother my family and threaten and harass everybody. I do not go out with a man unless he makes sure I don't miss a meal. And you went around telling everybody you wanted to starve me until I lie. You want the lie. That's what you're after a lie. If you wanted me, you'd be nice. You wouldn't ask me to lie. You wouldn't invade my privacy, and you wouldn't threaten me. And you wouldn't always try to put me in jail. Always try to frame me for this, or do this. It's constantly, I'm going to put you in jail. Constantly, I'm going to have you pulled over. Constantly, I'm going to put you in jail. Constantly, I'm going to have you pulled over. I'm going to kill you. I get threatened with that every fucking day. So that's not what people do if they want to date. It's not even close. You don't want to date, you want the lie. You're trying to intimidate me into it. You've been threatening me with false arrest since 2015. You did the first one and you fucked it up. And the second I'm still in jail for that one and you're trying to plan the next. Now it's a murder frame-up. It's been a murder frame-up. It's been prostitution by sock. It's been, name it. You tried 20 different angles. Everybody knows what you're trying to do. You're not fooling anybody at all. I know you think you are. You think a peeping Tom is a date. It's not. It's a felony, actually. You're delusional. You got a diagnosed mental illness. So forgive us if we're not, I'll go, oh, okay. Oh, sure, okay. I mean, you're as dumb as a brick. This is solicitation for prostitution right here. It's illegal as it gets. This isn't how you get somebody to help you. It's not how you get a woman to like you. It's weirdo. You're a fucking weirdo. So, look, he makes my skin crawl. Now you listen and get richer, and he'll be really nice, and he'll pay you $5,000. So, yeah, no. Now, this one here, is the prostitution by sock. You got caught. So we went over that there. I'm not going to go over it again. He's got a delusional erotomania. And it's pathetic. So he goes into court, and I'm not stalking her. Well, we have evidence here that you are. So why haven't the courts done something about it? You're buying the judges. I've tried 11 times to get a judge to make you leave me alone. And 11 times you had to buy your way out. After I moved twice to get away from you and just not have any kind of conflict. This is my family. They're cops. They were cops. They were good cops. This is my work in lobbying. I used to do lobbying. I had to change it, go to work in a strip club. Caught a lot of crime in the strip club, though, including Mr. Perry's. They do a lot of human trafficking in strip clubs. They do a lot of money laundering in strip clubs. So anybody can look at that and see. Mr. Perry's a boring little accountant from a small town. I lived in Vegas. That's my son's dad with Little John. They're buddies. They're best friends. They're good enough friends. They took their boys, my son and his son. They went bowling. We lived. I mean, we had a much more exciting life than Mr. Perry's ever had. My granddad was the power in the town where I grew up. His name is on the front door of the police department in Roswell, New Mexico. That's where he was the chief of police. He was also a county commissioner and a city councilman. My family was the power in the town where I grew up. It's completely different than some little nobody podunk. Whole different life. Mr. Perry, you're really pissing me off right now. He'll type in my phone like he thinks this is a conversation. I have another phone. He'll type in it while I'm doing this like he thinks we're talking. We're not talking. I'm doing a podcast. You're not even supposed to know what I'm doing right now. Creepster. Okay, so we covered that. Alright, so what happens is when Mr. Perry invades my privacy and contacts me and takes my money, it pisses off 40 cops that have been investigating him for a while on trafficking, human rights. Well, it started with human rights violations. So what he does, we've got this documented here for a long time, is that this is a witness statement. The guy says, as long as I've known Charles Perry, he's a sex weirdo. He trolls women. He tells his family he's out on town on business. He trolls women. He finds divorced women with kids when they're not home. He'll put a hidden camera in their house, and then he starts broadcasting them on the dark web. And is charging money for watch time. He's a sex sadist. He enjoys hurting everybody. He gets a sex thrill hurting people. That's not normal. It's very sick. Sadist. So BTK kind of used to did that too. He would troll people. He would torture them and kill them. And then he said, go ejaculate in the next room. So he got some sort of thrill out of hurting people. That's what Mr. Perry does. He's a sex sadist, the guy said. The witness said. So he'll get these women fired. Okay, keep in mind, this is a woman with a couple of kids in a nice, stable home. She's got a job. She's got family support. The kids have a good, stable home. They go see dad every weekend or whatever. All of a sudden, he will get these women fired, so now the mom has no job. Kids have no food. They're short on money. Mr. Perry makes sure they don't find another job. They're broke. Then they lose their house. And then he has the ex take the kids away. Then he traffics the women. No more mom. Blows up the family. Can you imagine you're a little child and all of a sudden all this stuff is happening and you don't understand what in the hell is going on? Can you imagine what that would do to a kid? 10 years old. These 10-year-old little kids or 5-year-old or 4 or 10 also being broadcast on the dark web. That is child pornography. So your kind will get the fuck beat out of you in jail if you're not in solitary. Just so you know. Mr. Perry does the same thing every day that gets him told on. We get intel at the snap of a finger. When he contacts me, when he invades my privacy, and when I'm broke, and now when Michael Neely, Manfred officer, not Michael Neely, is in jail because we've gone over the whole thing. How there's no way he did this murder. There's no way. Anybody that wants to see it can look at it here. Look, it's right here. I did a video going piece by piece through his case. I've done more than one. And I basically Sherlock it myself and show how there's no way he could have murdered his boss, Chief Miller. And I'm going to do the basic real quick. He was found unconscious and in respiratory distress. He was treated with Narcan. He was not treated for being knocked out in a drunken brawl. He has not a mark on him. Chief Miller's head was beat back and forth so hard, the medical examiner said like in a car crash. Like he was in a car crash. And yet Mike has nothing on him. Not a mark on him. So I go through all of that. You can pull up the pictures of him on here. You can look at the News 6 story. I've got that linked on here. You can look at a lot of the news coverage where Tyler Buttram, the mayor of Manfred, and Chief Ridley, the chief of police, both said this doesn't make sense. They were best friends. There was no motive given in even a trial. You got to have probable cause to put somebody in jail, and there was not even that. In the arrest report, he's got no injuries listed but a swollen right hand. He had an IV needle in it. You're not going to have one swollen red hand. If you've hit somebody back and forth so hard, their head comes off their body. Chief Miller died of internal decapitation, blunt force trauma to the head, and strangulation as if he were in a car crash. It was that bad. So, there's no way Mike could have done that. He was, I went through this whole thing. 6 days before this murder, they took a report from me for car vandalism. So, I go through the link on here as well. I have stalkers go at the car. That's what that connecting the dots video says. So there's that. I was supposed to testify for Mr. Neely. I got a subpoena. I did a deposition. The deposition, anybody can listen to it, is right here. And they kept me from testifying. Mr. Perry suborned perjury. Well, if you didn't kill Chief Miller and you almost killed Mike and you framed him, then what do you care about that trial? What do you care about my traffic ticket case? What are you getting into what did you butt into my eviction? Why was I evicted? You think that's how you get a date? So one of the things that we got in tonight was somebody saying that if Charles is whining and crying that she calls him a fucktard, that's not the problem. If somebody put me out on the street like he did to her, I'd call him a fucktard too. I'd call him a whole lot of names. And that's not how you get women to like you. That's not how you get a date. I said I don't go out with a man unless he makes sure I don't miss a meal. Mr. Perry gets me kicked out of my house. I'm going to starve you until you lie. He's chasing the lie. The more he chases the lie, the more truth we get. Because we have information on his criminal activity that nobody's gotten ever before. And it comes out more the more he does this crap to me. When he contacts me, when he invades my privacy, when he causes a loss for me at all, we get more. And so, yeah, he does the same thing every day. Every day, I get harassed all fucking day, him asking about his leaks. I've not told who your leaks are. I've said that. I only should say it one time, bitch. One time. So, these podcasts basically document what we get in. What does this say? Subjugation of the according to Britain, subjugation of the victim is of importance to this type of sexual killer. Cruelty and infliction of pain are merely the means to effect subjugation. Mr. Perry's all about subjugating women. Okay, so he goes through the whole thing here. This is pretty much what the guy said. When these women have nothing left, absolutely not another fucking thing left. They've lost their kids, they've lost their home, they've lost their job, they've lost everything. That's what he did to me. Then he's broadcasting on the internet, on the dark web. They're being advertised. He's selling us. Then he traffics us. He sold me to a realtor in Houston. But here's the thing. No other victim knows about all this before he does it. No other victim knows about all this. I do. And so why is Mr. Perry doing the same thing every day that gets the same results that aren't even benefiting him? For not just a week, not just a day, not just a month, 9 years. Here's your shovel, dig away. And he does. More. When we get this stuff, it's to put him in jail. That's the plan. Our goal is he goes to jail, him and his partners, and we're done. No more bothering people. No more raping women. No more exploiting women and children. No more child pornography. No more murder. You're gone. Everybody fucking hates your guts. We don't have any problems getting information, and nobody will tell you shit. And do you think what you're doing is working? Even for you? What planet are you on? What fucking planet do you live on? You're a whack job. Certified diagnosed nutbag. So I guess somebody got tired of it today. This is the trafficking plan that he's been trying to do to me for a while. See, no other victim has this either. These guys use code words. So what a lot of times though that we're finding that they've done is they have the victims, and I saw a few of them. I worked with some of them. They're in a strip club, and you'll notice they'll get a lot of money tipped on stage, more than other people. And you're kind of going, wow, why are they getting so much tipped on stage? It's never the same guy, so it's not like it's their regular is coming in and tipping them a lot of money on stage. It's different people. It's an exorbitant amount of money. Now, a lot of those girls have nothing to show for the money that they make. So you kind of start going, well, they must be on drugs. Some of them you can tell they're on drugs. These girls are not. These girls you can tell they're not. They might do occasional drugs. They don't have some big, major, expensive drug habit. They're driving a clunker bitch car. And you're like, well, where's the money going? I'm not seeing a drug habit that would explain where the money's going. I'm seeing a shit ton of money be thrown on stage on these people, on these girls. I'm seeing it be different customers all the time. I've worked in the strip club business for a long time. I've never seen this before. It's always the same girls, never the same customers. Okay, well, what's happening is these girls, the traffic daddy, we call it, like Charles, Dave, Lucius, Calvin, that's their partnership, their corporation. I heard today on the news that drug dealers now want to be called corporations, like the mafia. They want to be called corporations. I'm like, oh my god, wow. Okay. Anyway, they don't want to be called drug dealers anymore. They want to be called corporations. Okay, so here's the thing. The traffic daddy is selling the girl, prostituting her, basically. You know, she'll go suck your dick for 2 hours. And excuse the language, but it's a sex crime. It's going to be vulgar. This is what it is. I'll sell her to you. In fact, she'll suck all. You take your 3 buddies, and she'll do all of you. And here's how much money it's going to cost. But I don't want to. I got to launder it. I don't want to have you. You're not going to pay me. What you're going to do is you're going to go in the club, pretend you're a customer, and you're going to throw it all on stage, and she'll bring it to me. So she brings them at the end of the night after she's done all her thing. She's collected all the stage money. She has to go she doesn't get it. It's not her money. She's got to take it to the traffic daddy. And then he'll give her just a little bit of it. That's why they don't have these money. This is so much money going on these girls, and they have nothing to show for it. Nothing. They keep these women as broke as possible, because the more dependent they become on the traffic daddy, the more control the traffic daddy has over the girl. The sad thing is, a lot of these girls have a way out, but they cannot imagine their life outside of this kind of lifestyle. A lot of them are product of the system. They've been in and out of foster homes. They had drug addict parents. They had, so they get into this situation where they have, I guess, a routine of some sort. They don't know anything else. It's hard for them to get out of this. They can't imagine a life without it. And we're all, I mean, it's like when you got an animal in a cage, and the animal is, you can see the animal's not being treated right. The animal's all caged up. It's not being treated properly. And somebody comes along and opens the cage, but the animal won't walk out because it doesn't know, how do I live outside of this cage? I don't know how to do that. Somebody else is making decisions for them. Somebody else is doing, I don't know how to make a decision for myself. I don't know how to get a regular job. I don't know how to take care of myself. They don't know. Some of them have been told, I'll help you, but you're going to have to go to a shelter and you're going to have to testify. That's not an appealing option. It really isn't. It's dangerous to try to get out of it. You can do it without going to a shelter, in my opinion. You can be smart. I'm alive. It's been 9 years they've been trying to kill me. I'm alive. I'm fine. There's ways to get around this shit. Got to be smart. Got to hook up with the right people. But a lot of girls don't want to testify, and they sure shit don't want to go to a shelter. They don't want to. So how else do you get them out of it? Or they don't know how to survive outside the cage. They don't know. They can't imagine their life outside the cage. Right now I got a traffic daddy making decisions for me. I don't have to think. So sometimes when there's a problem, they take care of it and I don't have to do it. I can see why you would want to not have to do certain things, mess with certain stuff, and traffic daddy will take care of it. You don't have to deal with it. I can see why that would be appealing for some women, but it's not appealing to me. I'm very independent. I own my own business. I sting up their people like like Pinto. I sting up the Florida State's attorney. I've sting up cops. I can now sting up pretty much anybody. I've been trained. I'm very, very good at it. I don't know how long most people take to watch what's going on with the state and catch something like the laundering of the money and that girl's a trafficked victim, and I don't know how long most people take to figure that out. It took me about 5 weeks. I want to watch the patterns. I want to watch the systems. I want to watch who's doing what to who and how the interactions between different people. I want to see, am I seeing the same people come in? Is it different people? That type of thing. So about 5 weeks. Mr. Perry had 6 years to try to get me to slip up. Tonight somebody said that. Listen, they had 6 years to get her to slip up. So here's what I'm thinking. 6 years in a strip club, not one slip up as to who's helping her. Because I can't do this by myself. I have to have help. And what that tells me is, when she said, you need to fucking remember who it is you're talking to, then he needs to fucking remember who it is he's talking to. Because I'm not seeing him getting anything out of this. I'm seeing this guy get caught in his shit a lot. And maybe he needs to stop sitting around daydreaming, or maybe they need to put him in the nut house. Because I'm not seeing any good come out of this. It's making a mess. Nothing productive at all. You got caught again tonight talking about frame me for the murder. Again. You're trying to figure out how to put me back in jail so you can get your lie and get your cover up. Force me to say who these guys are helping me. It's a need to know. What happens is, when all the attention is on me, they can go around and nobody knows who they are. 40 cops can go around and get all kinds of information out of all kinds of people. And a lot of times they don't know. Nobody knows. Nobody has any idea. 6 years they have. I've told them here's how boring this is. My guys are like, normally when you have criminals like this, that as you start catching their shit, they change things up. They're smart enough to kind of change things up. Now we got to reboot our strategy. We got to revise our strategy. Not this one. These guys are dumb son. We've never had one this weird. Never had one this stupid. We haven't had to change anything. They do the same thing. that doesn't work day after day after. Not even for them. It's not working for them. I've told them how to do a sting up. It's that bad. Probably 5-6 times, and they still don't do it. They still can't get it right. It's funny as hell. It's so easy, it's not even fair. When you contact me, we find out more because I don't want you to contact me. When you contact me, we get more intel because it pisses me off. And then they get mad and they go at it. They go at it hard. Do you like that, Charles? Is that what you're after? I mean, our guys actually had a meeting and they were like, Mr. Perry knows that when he contacts Cynthia and he goes at her and he takes her money, the only thing that comes from that is we get more intel. He's pissing everybody off. She has said that over and over and over and over. And then the next thing you know is it Al? Is it China? Is it my kids? Who's helping you? He's telling on you. Like, he actually thinks I would help him. Like, who the hell thinks that? You don't put somebody out on the street and blow their life up and think they're going to help you. I'm kicking your ass. It's been 9 years of this. We all can't fucking wait till you're gone. The guys are getting a lot of pressure to hurry up and put you in jail. Everybody's so sick of y'all. You're monsters. You make everybody upset. So our guys actually had a meeting and one guy's like, so why is he, I mean, we gotta evaluate things, we gotta strategize, and he was like, why is he doing the same thing that gets him caught? And you flat tell him, when you do this, everybody gets mad at you, and it's very easier for us to get information. You get caught. And then he just keeps doing it. Like, I don't get it. It's like he wants to be caught. So does he want to go to jail? Well, why would anyone want to go to jail? And he goes, I'm going to tell you what I think it is. And it's just a theory. But why would anybody do that? Why would anybody be that stupid? I think he's gay. I think that he thinks that prison is going to be one big man orgy, and he won't have to explain it. Otherwise, why do you do the same thing every day that gets you told on and caught and nothing else? No, but, I mean, for years. It's not just once or twice. It's not for a week or a month. It's for years, and it's every day, all day long. He just goes at Cindy, and he takes all her money. And then we find out what and then she's typing up what they just said. That we get in on a wire or something. Who the fuck does that? He's got nothing out of this but caught and told on. Nothing in all these years. So it's like he wants to go to jail. Why would anybody want to go to jail? It's got to be that. I don't know why else anybody would do this. I'm racking my brain trying to figure out why would someone do that. It's got to be that. I mean, he can explain it because we're at a loss. And so, yeah, 5-6 years in a strip club, not one slip up as to who's helping me. And we flat told, like, you send all these guys in, they're asshole to me. They don't tip well. They're weirdos. And so I'm not going to trust them. There's not going to be a slip up. I'm very guarded. The more asshole you guys are, the more guarded I get. They had another chance. I just went back out there. They had a waitress went at me. A meth head waitress. And I'm like, well, you know, I was like at a point where I was like, I'm done. I'm not going to waitress anymore. I'll dance and I'll keep the club clean and all that. Then I injured myself, so I have a bad injury. I'm not going to go back. And what they could have done is, well, if you can't dance, then you can't get on the pole or dance, then maybe you could waitress while it heals. And I'll make her stop acting like that. They didn't do that, or make her leave. It's not like she's employee of the year. She's not this great, wonderful. I mean, I'm not even going to get into that again, but not impressive. And could have made. Why don't you leave? If you can't be nice, then you need to leave. I've worked in the strip club business for 6 years, and I've not had anybody be that much of a bully to me, and ever. I'm just like I'm out. I was like, wow. You're sick. You're just fucking sick. I mean, I just don't have the time. So I'm not dealing with it. I'm just not going to deal with it. If they really wanted me back at the strip club, they could have fixed all that. And they didn't. They made it hell. They made it hostile. And so now they're all complaining that I haven't been back at the strip club where they have access to try to sting on me. And I've told them over. Here's how you sting them: you have to be friendly, you have to be nice. You can't go at somebody with a bunch of weird questions. You just talk, and you build rapport, and you build trust, and then the guard starts to come down, and people slip up. And they still don't get it. They still don't get it right. It's funny as hell. It's so, and I'm not saying that because I'm trying to help them. I'm saying that to make a point. That this is the stupid we're dealing with. I don't even know what to say. When you contact me, when you invade my privacy, when you cause a problem or a loss for me, we get more. And then it's this all day long. Well, Mr. Perry, is it Al? Is it? Who's telling on me? Is it China? Is it Russia? Is it your mom and dad? Is it who's telling on me? Never gonna answer those questions. Why would I do that? Everybody's sick of you. Everybody wants you gone. You weren't invited here. I moved twice to get away from you and not have a fucking thing to do with you. I didn't introduce you to my family. I told you stay the fuck away from my family. So the logic is just not there. He's mentally ill. This was the conversation we got in because Mr. Perry won't leave me the fuck alone. You're not wanted. You're not loved. You're rejected. You're a fucktard. That's what the guy said. If somebody put me out on the street, I'd call him a fucktard too. That's not a crime. There's nothing wrong with that. He needs to put his big boy pants on. You think? Yeah, this one is a weird one. You don't fit into my crowd. You're weirdo. You are weirdest of the weird. I lived in Vegas. I met some weirdos. You're by far weirder than all those people put together. By far. Never going to be a date with you. I don't want you. You're not good enough. You repulse everybody. So we got this. This is nasty. This is a nasty plan here. They wanted her uncle to tell her to leave Oklahoma. But at this point, she's talked about it so much, if he did it, she'd have another I told you so. I told you to stay the fuck away from my family, didn't I? You're never going to get a date. Ever. You can't respect boundaries. And you can't respect people. You can't respect the law. You're creepy and you're mean. You don't get information. You don't get a lie. And you don't get a date. And you do the same thing every day. They get you the same results. And this is so easy, it's not fair. So, her skin is too light. She quit tanning. They don't look alike at all. Get her back to the gym and get her tanning. Well, she can't do that if you take her car away. Y'all talk about taking her car away every other day. Every day, actually. I know. Find a way to get her tanning again. I want to see the look on her face when we tell her she's going to jail for the rest of her life for a murder she didn't commit, just like Mike Neely. And we'll get away with it. Will ya? We got this. What are you getting away with if we got to talking about it? It's good to know we got the admission now that you did this to Mike. Now we got that on recording, sir. This was a recording, sir. When Charles contacts me, when you invade my privacy, when you take my money, that's what happens. It's been that way for years. McNamara email was in 2015. I'm not trying to help you. I'm just telling you this is so easy. It's not fair. Cause and effect, same and different before and after. I'm not in jail right now. This is not an afterthought to explain something away. We get what your plans are before you do it. Stupid. Charles could make weird noises all day, though, and play with a doll. And watch TV and pretend, right? If I meet her, is she going to inform me of my rights? Is she going to tell me I have the right to shut up? And if I can't afford an attorney, they'll find the dumbest one they got just for me. What's going to happen? Anyways, that was funny. That was a funny one. This one, if somebody put you out on the street, I'd call them a fucktard too. This is stuff. When he contacts me, we get more of these. Get him doing something besides sitting around daydreaming and bothering Cindy because he's making a mess. That's all he's done. Make one big mess. Or put him in the nut house. Mentally ill. Okay? So that's what happens when you fuck with me. And you know that, and you do it anyway. This one was from this morning. This is about our case conflicting with the traffic court case. So, everyone can read that. When he contacts me, we find out more. We get more. More intel. When you invade my privacy, when you take something from me, when I'm broke, longer Mike's in jail, the more we get. Nothing else gets come from what you've done in all these years with that. So, yeah, why not go ahead and do it again tomorrow? You did it all day again today. So we got more. We got the same. You do the same thing, you get the same results. It's so easy, it's not fair. We've had to make 0 adjustments. This is the McNamara email. This is the first you know of. This is about the false arrest. He wants me arrested. You threaten me with false arrest on a daily basis. This is about taking my car. It's not legal, but I'm going to have a car towed and sold before she figures that out. And this was in August 23, 2019, because when Charles contacts me, when he invades my privacy, when you take something from me or you cause me a loss of something, and the longer Mike's in jail, the more we get. They're going to get all this. It's going into a courtroom already. At some point, they'll be done, and they'll get arrest warrant signed, and you guys are gone. We don't have to deal with this anymore. That's the goal. Our goal is you're in jail and you can't hurt people anymore. And nobody's gotten closer to that goal than we have. Name one person. I'd like to know one person. What if the victim has this? We get it before you do it, not after. This one. We got to force her back to Texas against her will so we can do more to her. When you contact me, when you cause me a loss, you cause me a problem. Longer Mike's in jail, longer I'm broke, the more we get. The same thing every day. Cause and effect. That's what you do, we get more. Right, Calvin? We got your names. Some of you people's names. So there's that. This is all the sex trafficking bullshit. Oh, we got code words. Rumpel said, look, here's Mike Neely. Point out for me the marks on Mike that look like he was in a fight. Look, this is my child. Nobody died in this fight. He got hit 3 times, and everybody went home safe and sound. His lips all busted up. Well, Mike didn't have a shit on him. He actually was thrown face first into the floor in the second event. That Hotel John comes in and pulls him off Lucky and throws him face first into the floor. So he did have a busted lip and nose, but on his hands, he's got an IV that would make it red and swollen, nothing else. Definitely doesn't look like he beat somebody back and forth so hard their head came off their body, and like they were in a car crash. And who knocked him out? Where'd the opioids come from? I said it in March 2020. Mike didn't do it. He was drugged. The fight was between the killer and Lucky. What'd you put in Mike's drink to knock him out? He was passed out. That's the arrest report. No injuries. Everybody can read it. I've been over this and over it and over and over. Sure as shit. In May, what's Narcan? He was given Narcan for drug overdose, not being in a drunken brawl. 6 days before they took my car vandalism complaint. Then Charles decides to spread a rumor that I'm fighting for Mike's innocence because he and I had an affair. And we're like, oh my God, it doesn't get any. You are stooping so very fucking low right now. I get that sociopaths can't understand somebody who does the right thing because it's the right thing to do. I get that. But sometimes, because you don't understand people that think that way doesn't mean they don't exist. I had very little interaction with Officer Neely. There was other people around every time I did. They took pictures of me all the time. They would have had a picture of it if there was some sort of relationship between Mike Neely and I. I met him one time in the strip club. He and Lucky walked in. Mike introduced himself to me, walked to the bathroom, and I talked to Lucky. Got called up on stage. Mike comes out of the bathroom. They leave. They were both so professional. They were almost rude. It was borderline, both of them. And they were there for work. That was very clear. They were there to ask me some questions, and that was that. I didn't see him getting lap dances. I didn't see him tipping anybody. It was very, very professional. Then when they took my police report 6 days before the murder, Brett Gibson was there. There were people in the parking lot looking to see, the owner was around. There was a lot of people around. watching them take my report. Looky-loos. I talked to him for like, I don't know, 20, 30 minutes. Him and Officer Gibson. And then they left. And then now then they're dead. Chief Miller's dead 6 days later. There was nothing like that. Maybe Mike pulled me over one time. Again, my son was with me. So I'm not even sure it was him. I made a right-hand turn from the left lane. And he pulled me over. He didn't give me a ticket. But anyways, okay. So this is, we got names of your people here. Sanjay, Geppetto, Bald Fat, Calvin, Blankenship, Desiree, Monique, Beverly, James, Ruben, Dickie, Richard. They got one name, nickname Muffin Man, Lucius, Kate, Lawrence, Ruben, James. Name one of my guys, quote one meeting. All of these here are when Charles contacts me, we get more of these. When he takes my money when I'm broke, Mike's in jail, we get more. We get it before you do it, not after. No other victim has this, do they? If you really wanted me at the strip club, you should have made the hostility go away, right? You don't get somebody to cooperate with you if you make things hostile for them. You guys act all tough guy. We're going to make her tell her, I want to see the look on her face when we frame her for a murder and tell her you're going to jail for the rest of your life for a murder you didn't commit, just like Mike. What kind of old fart men are so pathetic? You got to pick. How many of you have a meeting to figure out how to make one woman fail? That you're that pathetic? You don't have a life, and one woman. Really? Charles, you're not loved, you're not wanted, you're told on. Do you not see the results of what you're doing? And how in the fuck is that even working for you? So he's been wanting our guys to call him, and our guys are like, not gonna happen. I don't waste my time on shit like that. Stupid people. I don't repeat myself. There's a lot of stuff you're having to say over and over and over. He should just know. I'm not. When he acts like he understands what people say, then I'll call him. What he has to do is give back what he took from you, fix what he broke, and get the fuck out of your life. When he acts like he understands that, I'll call him. In the meantime, I'm not going to help you, Mr. Perry. Everybody wants for you to be gone. Everybody's sick and tired of you. You're creepy. When you're sitting around being creepy, does that get you what you want? And yet you keep doing it. When you're cruel, does that get you what you want? Do you get information or a date or a lie? No. So why do you keep doing it? We get information. When you contact me and ask me, is it this person, or is it Mike Pence, or is it China, is it Russia? Do you get information? No, but I do. You're just not all there. I mean, if you're doing something that's not working even for you, why do you keep doing it? That's why our guys are like, we haven't even had to adjust anything. We don't even know what to say. Most criminals, they'll start adjusting things and making things harder to get to and making things harder to find and making things... we haven't had to do anything. They're just stupid, all of them. Charles has Huntington's disease. I don't know what's wrong with the rest of them. So, bully. I want to see the look on her face when we put her in jail and tell her we got you on a murder. You're in jail for the rest of your life for a murder you didn't do, just like Mike. Look what we can do and get away with. And we heard you. And thanks for the admission of guilt on Mike. So believe me, they took that right into the judge that grants investigatory orders. He'll be doing the probable, the arrest warrants and all that, whatever shit. I'm pretty sure. I'm sure he loves you now. So all of these are subject lines. Mr. Perry, you're not wanted. I don't want you. I don't love you. You repulse me. I find you creepy. You give me the heebie-jeebies. You've never had a date with me or are not going to have a date with me. I think everybody's past the point of thinking that you even want that. You said, I'm going to starve her until she lies. You want the lie. Because I don't go out with a man unless he makes sure I don't miss a meal. You're not trying to attract a date. You are chasing a lie. And the more you chase the lie, the more truth we get. So if it's not working even for you, why are you still doing the same thing? Do you get a sick thrill just pissing people off? Yeah, I think that might be part of it, actually. I mean, everybody's trying to figure out what the fuck is your motivation. Why is somebody digging their hole that deep? I mean, gosh. So, this right here, these are a lot of, they want my driver's license, they wanted my phone, they wanted my computer. Basically, tear you down till you got nothing. And then you take your driver's license, take your car, get your job, and then you're easier to traffic. You have nothing, you're not independent, you're helpless. And that's basically, actually, one of the guys said that, I think today. I'm going to have to look. But these are subject lines on all the recordings that we've gotten in. But see, most victims don't know they've been trafficked, right? But I know. Yeah, and I know you want to frame me for a murder I didn't do. Oh, there's something else we got in. If she had parked in a different garage, one garage over, we'd be having a very different conversation right now. I'm not going to get into specifics on that. It has something to do with inventorying my car. There's nothing in it. There's not a fucking thing in my car. So you'd have to put something in it. There was me and my purse. I get out of my car, I take my purse with me. There's nothing else in it. So if you have anything to inventory, you would have to put it in there first, and it didn't come from me. Anyways, so we have duly noted that for the record too, on April 28, 2023. Had she parked in a different garage, one garage over, we'd be having a very different conversation right now. Followed by this, let's frame her for the murder. Here's the thing also, if I can Sherlock Michael's case, I'm going to Sherlock anything. You've never had anybody do that before, but I do it. And that's why the man said, I think what you need to keep in mind is you're not getting a grip on reality and everything's always fucked up for us. When he pesters her and takes her money, things don't go well for us. We're seeing things happen we've not seen before, your guy said. 6 years in a strip club, not one slip up. You do need to remember who it is you're talking to. If you're changing evidence after the fact, hair color, tanning, it doesn't change the fact that it was different on the day of the murder. Stupid. You really think nobody will think of that? I'll think of that, Calvin, Lucius. How many guys sit around and try to figure out how to make me fail? I want to know the number of men who sit in these little meetings that we get recorded. It gets to us. I got it. Sit around and try to figure out how to make one woman fail. That is pretty pathetic shit right there. 90% of your problem is you have no grasp on reality. None. You're dealing with Charles Perry's daydream. And that's why you can't execute anything with precision and accuracy if you're basing it on delusion. We have not. I'm not trying to help you. I'm trying to make a point as how this has been so easy. McNamara email was 8-9 years ago, and you did it. I mean, you fucked this up too. It's funny as hell. It's been so easy. It's not fair. And when you contact me, we get more. We get things like this before you do it. McNamara email. He's gonna try to arrest me. Okay, David's giving me, and he's still threatening it. Charles, everybody knows what you're doing. You aren't fooling anybody. You're pissing people off. Then we quote you. Cause and effect, same and different before and after. Come on, stupid. Get the fuck out of my phone. You don't even make sense. He's typing in my phone again. Yes, I'm going to arrest you again. Yes, I'm going to have you arrested again. Who's telling on me? Is it Mike Pence? Is it Ron DeSantis? Is it Al? Who is telling on me? Is it your mom? Oh my God, get the fuck out of my phone. Weirdo. Nobody's gonna help you. Have they ever? Fuck you. You just pissed me off, so we'll get more. You pissed my guys off. When you piss me off, I don't think you really want to do that. Is it working even for you? Stupid. Get the fuck out of here. This is a death threat. Are you giving me arsenic? Yeah, I am. Okay, then I file a police report, which you have to. I'm taking fucking charcoal. To 12/27/2015. Filing a police report on the 21st. See, they have me arrested on the 29th. Out of Lubbock, I filed a police report in Tulsa for something that happened in Tulsa, where I live. Out of Lubbock, they charged me with filing a false police report in retaliation for a public servant doing his job as a senator. Since when is murdering a woman or stalking a woman part of your legislative duties? Our shrink says he can't identify his legislative duties. He's got a mental illness. He doesn't even know what state he lives in or legislates in. He's always in Oklahoma. He wants to be some elected official in Texas, but he lives in Oklahoma. He's not been seen in Oklahoma with his family or his, ask him, when's the last time you were seen in Texas? How often are you in Texas? Often are you with your family in Texas? When's the last time you were seen with your wife, Jackie, and your kids or somebody? When are you in Texas? Give us the number. I want a schedule. How often are you even in Texas? Because everybody's complaining that you're up here and you won't leave us all alone. We didn't invite you here. Why are you here? Why do you come here and bother me? Get the fuck out. As much as you're told on, the shrink thinks you need to be hospitalized immediately. That you're so fucking delusional that as much as you're told on when we tell you get the hell out of my life, you don't have a choice. That you think you do. We quote you every day. So remember, the McNamara email where I quoted you was October 2015. How many more of these have we got since then? I just read off a bunch of them. When you contact me, we get more. When you take my money, we get more. When you invade my privacy, we get more. My guy said her privacy is not to be invaded anymore. You don't contact her or her family ever again. Not in any way, shape, or form, weirdo. You're fucking creepy. And, not directly or indirectly, she's not to be broke again. You respect the law, you respect her, or I'm fixing to do it for you. I'll kick your ass. I'll get her a whole bunch more of those. Do you like that? You don't get a date, you don't get a lie, you don't get a cover up. I get information. Day after day after day, it's the same old. And you going around telling people you don't like that? You gotta like that. But why? Are you gay? Do you think jail is a big man orgy that you won't have to explain to anybody else? What is wrong with you? Jesus. Okay. Fucking get out of my phone. So, he has me arrested for that. He's typing in, I'm going to have you arrested again. Okay, I don't get a call back from TPD. Everybody knows you got to properly collect evidence. I needed a blood test. If you weren't giving me arsenic, you would have made sure there was a blood test. You'd have held a big old drama queen press conference and said, see, she claimed I was poisoning her. We tested her blood. There's nothing in it. She lied. But you made sure there was no blood test. By physical force, prevented and delayed me from reporting the crime. Title 18, the United States Code 1512 and 1513. This crosses state lines, stupid. It does apply. We're here y'all arguing about it. And I've asserted all equal protection to all state and federal laws. There shouldn't be any gender discrimination or misogyny. That's outdated. Don't you know that? It's fucking outdated. Hillbilly. Okay, so you have to file a police report in the state of Oklahoma to get a protective order. My first one was denied because I forgot the police fucking report. You knew that. You didn't bother to tell Judge Hanson. So you don't have any proper collection of my evidence. You don't have any, you just made a threat and carried it out. There's the date on here. The 15th. I'm already sitting in jail. She's just now calling us for the evidence. Obstruction of justice, destruction of evidence, perjury. Probable cause has to have, you have to probable cause to deprive someone of their home and their property and their freedom. Get the fuck off me, weirdo. Creepy Charles, stop contacting me. Does it get you what you want doing that? Okay, then stop. They're ready to put you in the nut house. I think you need to be in the nut. I think you're about 10 years past a good time for a straight jacket. Okay, so you got to have a probable cause to deprive someone of their rights. Matthew Powell. You got to have where's the evidence of a political vendetta? Because all my texts and emails and shit like that were about stalking. Nothing at all about politics. Stalking is not what you do to pass a law in Texas, Matt. Cracker-Jack box, law degree, Matt. Okay, this, we've been over this a bazillion times. This is, so that he didn't have any evidence of a political vendetta, or that there would be anything at all related to his job as a public servant, as senator. Nothing in Texas, nowhere. And I remember I've been raised in the home of the power of the town where I grew up. My family was the power in the town where I grew up. Yours, I guess I don't even know. Not worth mentioning. The second one was, where's the false report? When was the evidence properly collected, evaluated by police, and a determination made? Because they didn't have it. They didn't have it yet. Yeah. You obstructed justice. That's kind of your thing. So you're threatening me now that you're going to do it again. Duly noted for the record. You do every day. You're going to get me. You and Neil. I go where you are, and I take pictures of you, and I'm going to get you. Yeah. Okay. When you contact me, we find out more about your crime. When you take my money and my privacy, and you fuck with my family, and you cause problems, and the longer Mike sits in jail, we get more. No other victim has what I have. No one. Name one. You have leaks, we don't. I can get information at the snap of a finger, you can't. You guys want to get in my face? Oh, wow, okay. How many men sit and have a meeting and try to figure out how to make me fail? One woman. Bunch of hillbilly misogynists. I'm out of words. Just backward, stupid. They got that to me in jail. Remember, Mr. Perry? Remember who it is you're talking to. These guys have a lot of power. They got that to me in jail. Right up under your nose, wasn't up to you. You gonna threaten me? Just remember who it is you're talking to. You did have 6 years in a strip club to try to get me to slip up. And then you had another 5 weeks. But it was so important to you to have that bitch bully the fuck out of me. And to make sure I was miserable and everything was hostile. So I left. Okay? You've had another 5 weeks or so to tell call her back in, get rid of the girl that's not, come on. Cynthia's way more qualified. Come on. Tell her she can waitress while her leg heals, or her arm heals, or her whatever. Is it my leg? Is it my arm? Is it my foot? I hurt my foot. Which arm? Which leg? Right? Whatever it is, her injury heals. Let her waitress. And then at least we have access to her. But you fucked all that up, didn't you? Didn't think about, when you do something, you got to think about how it's going to turn out at the end of it. And y'all never do. And we think it's funny as hell. And then you get in a room and talk to each other and say stuff like that. I can't wait to see the look on Cynthia's face when we tell her we framed you for a murder you didn't do, so you're going to go to jail for the rest of your life. Look what we can do and get away with. Like we did to Mike. And you're supposed to be tough guy. Oh my! And here's Charles. Is it your mom? Who's telling on me? Who's telling on me? Is it Al? Is it Ty? Is it Mike? Is it Russia? All fucking day long. So we get more, and because I said I don't want to hear from you. Get the fuck out of my phone. Don't contact me again, weirdo. You're a weirdo. You have zero chance of a date with me. You're a weirdo. Everybody's sick of you. Everybody's sick of you. Everybody fucking hates you. They're sick of you. I can get information at the snap of a finger because everybody's sick of you and hates your guts. So you do what you do, and don't complain when you touch the stove and get burned. It's like you like that. We don't even know what to say. It's so easy, it's not fair.
You feel? You're filming my father and my fucking
Stupid.
sister. How does this make you
Is that
feel?
the one that put all those scratches on your arm? You want to see the
Scratches?
pictures?
I got
I
scratches.
can show you the pictures right now.
No, I want you to leave my family fucking alone.
Keep hanging outside of there.
Monkey, hit the road. Dude, I promise you, you're gonna get yours and you're
I
gonna
don't give
get
a
it
fuck.
good.
You can bring whoever the fuck you want.
That's okay. You're
You
gonna
can bring
Is
a
that
whole
a
fucking
threat?
army.
Doesn't even make sense. Yeah.
This make you
That's okay. I don't care.
leave me alone.
All you want.
And of course, women always love repeating themselves. We have nothing better to do all day than repeat ourselves for the stupid guys.
I don't want proof of this. Please leave me alone.
Hey men, leave women the fuck alone. When they're in public, when they're doing anything, you don't have the right to their attention. You don't have the right to step into their personal space. You don't have the right to them. Especially if they're making it very clear they don't want to be talked to. But even when they're not, unless a woman is giving you enthusiastic and continuous body language and signs that she wants to talk to your ugly dumbass, then leave her the fuck alone. Find a date a different way. Okay? It's not clever. It's not cool. It's not cute. It's garbage. It's absolute garbage behavior. And you're a garbage person if you do it. I don't care if it's in public. It doesn't fucking matter. You don't have the right to her, and you need to leave her alone. And this is bacon.
That's okay.
So what day is he gonna finally arrest you? And use all that stuff, use all of that intel, and bury you in what you've done in a court of law? What day is he finally gonna do that? Everybody's putting pressure on him to hurry up. We're sick of you. Didn't invite you here. Didn't introduce you to my family. I don't want you around my family. Everybody's sick of you. What he said, you're not to contact her anymore. Not her, not her family, not directly, not indirectly. Give back what you took and you fix what you broke and get the fuck out, or I'm going to do it for you. And then we get more. And I mean, he says it, then he shows you. That was in March 2020 when you started threatening me after we found out Mike was drugged and he didn't do it. I found out before anybody else said it. Nobody else had said it yet. Depositions weren't taken till May. March comes before May. Can you count months and stuff still? How many times were you caught before you did this to me and how many after? Can you still count? Okay, so when you started threatening me then, that's what he said. No, don't threaten and don't bribe. She doesn't want your byline money. I don't want it. Give back what you took, what you legally owe her. Not the byline bribery money. Nobody wants to lie for you. Everybody's sick of you. You're not getting information, we are. When you do what you do, we get information you don't. Give back what you took, fix what you broke, and get the fuck out of her life. Or I'm going to do it for you. I'm going to kick your ass hard. And then we quote you. Right? You like that? Is it working for you? How's that working for you? I mean, this has been so easy, it's not even fair. No, women don't like to repeat themselves for this stupid guy, okay? You better start keeping up with everybody else. If you need to get a nurse, get a nurse. Stop sitting around on your ass daydreaming. The guy's right. Get off your... He said, make Charles get off his ass and stop daydreaming and pestering her all the time. Or get him in the nut house. This is ridiculous. It's making a mess. He is making a mess. And you are. People don't like drama. They don't like suffering. They don't like problems. And they don't like y'all. Because you cause it. So we can get information at the snap of a finger and you cannot. And so what day will he use all that to bury you in court with what you've done? And you won't be able to bother us anymore. One other victim that has what I have. I think you need to remember who it is you're talking to. Don't threaten me again. Don't fucking threaten me again.
Leave me alone.
All you want.